We're Paige, Casey, and Henry Wilder, an adventurous trio from the Ozarks of Northwest Arkansas. Join us as we explore in our motorhome and in our own backyard as we seek out authentic travel experiences and ways of living for our small family of 3.
So this is synthetic stucco, also known as EIFS, or EIFS, sometimes it's pronounced the S. It's an acronym. Exterior Insulation Finishing System, I think. It's a stucco skim coat over foam, styrofoam, or some sort of insulative foam over cladding. So it's very different than like how a house is traditionally sided. It was a lot more popular back in the 90s than it is now, and the reason why is because of what you're seeing here. It tends to fail. It can get moisture behind it that can't get out, and so when water gets in, it gets trapped, and so it has failed here. We've already talked to a stucco contractor that's going to come out in about a week or so, and we're actually going to be replacing this entire side because of the state that it's in, and then doing some touch-up repairs in other places. Hopefully that's all we need to do. We have some suspicion that there's some spots in the house where water's gotten behind the wall, so maybe there's a little more to do. We knew that when we bought the house. It's a project. What I'm doing today, we've got another rainstorm coming through. We've had quite a few. It's springtime in Arkansas, and I am just pulling back all of these probably multiple years of leaves that haven't been cleaned out up against the side of the house, so that when it does rain tonight, the water doesn't just sit there in it. I want it, it's graded to slope away, so that's good, but with all these leaves here, it really holds that moisture. I bet most of this is wet like that underneath it, and it hasn't rained in days. So I'm getting all this cleared out so that, you know, we'll see if it does a little bit better after it rains. I can actually kind of smell the rain in the house, which is what makes me believe that maybe there's some moisture getting behind the wall. So we'll see if it does a little bit better with it all cleared out. In any case, it'll look better. So one of the reasons we were able to afford our dream house here, why it was achievable for us, because it is a big, very nice house, a very nice piece of property, was that it needed some work. We knew that. And a lot of people looked at this property. I was just thinking to watch myself because I have a friend that's in real estate, and I didn't know he was a sub to our channel, but apparently he is. Hello, Jeff. Jeff sent me a text saying, hey, I went and looked at that house last summer, because this house was on the market for like a year. So he was one of, I'm sure, many people that came and looked at this place, and he told me that he was back here where the roof got close to the ground and got himself into a nest of ticks. So I've been watching myself. It's kind of early in the season for that, but it got me thinking, you know, he looked at it, a lot of people looked at this house. It's a very competitive market. How did we end up with it? Well, I think part of the reason is we're willing to take on some problems, and what I've been describing about our siding system, the EIFS, and moisture behind it is one of those main problems. A big one, in fact. One of the first contractors that we talked to, a siding contractor, said it's all got to come out. It's like every bit of it has come out. All of this that's below grade. It's a $100,000 job. Whoa, crazy. We talked to some other contractors that gave us some confidence that maybe it wasn't quite that bad. But if you know Paige and I, like, how did we get into this house when other people certainly could have, and it was very competitive and on the market for a while? I think it's because, you know, there's some challenges. And if you know anything about Paige and I yet, we fucking love challenges. My main camera battery died. Well, let's look at what we accomplished today. It may not look like much, but I'm very happy about it. This rainfall coming in tonight, I can see the clouds on the horizon. I know that when the rain comes, you know, it's not going to be a bunch of moisture trapped in these leaves. It's at least going to run down the slope or down into the soil. That makes me happy. So this is good. We've needed this. Is it a long-term fix for anything? Not really. Gives me some peace of mind. I know it's not actively like building up moisture against the side of the house, so. believe it or not, that's an improvement. It's just all thick leaves. If I have any chance of any grass growing there, I gotta get all those leaves out. I had to mulch it, just kind of went over it on the highest setting, cleared the brush out, got a feel for where the stumps and roots were, raked it back into piles, went over those piles and mulched the piles, and then I dropped it down to its much lower setting. That's a lot better. So maybe we'll get some grass to grow up here. It's very compacted soil though. Oh, I've just been walking around back here in what has been cleared at some point, and so this is going to be some yard that I'm going to try and tame down into a little bit of lawn space so that Henry can kick a soccer ball, that kind of stuff. I ran out of gas. How's it going up here? Making progress? Excellent. All right. So hopefully that's the start of a lawn for us. It looks pretty good. It fooled me because I said, oh, there's a lot more grass down here than everywhere else, but there was, but once you cleared it all up, you could just see how the leaves have blocked everything. Now, this will start. That's the first step, is getting up all that crap, all those leaves that are blocking the sun from getting to the soil. Let's see if we can get some grass out of it. There's this gigantic vine growing all through these trees. It might even be honeysuckle. It goes all the way up. That's a vine reaching up in there, and it comes down and all the way around. This is it. Look at the size of it. I mean, it's huge. Down, and I cut it off down here. And it was just like, I mean, look at the pool of sap. It is so gross. That thing was very much alive. I left a lot of it here, but these things will pull these trees right down. It's probably why there's so much downed wood back here, is these vines like this. So I see a few more that need to go.
Where's the dirt pit you found?
The dirt pit?
Yeah.
I don't have a dirt pit.
No, that big.
You want to find the hole that I found?
Yeah.
It's over here. Come this way. I found something. I found a hidey hole. This looks like some sort of hibernation den. I mean, that's a big hole. That's probably 10 inches in diameter. I don't know. Foot for reference, foot for scale. You see my foot, that hole? Something's been living in there. It's very fresh dirt piled out here too. Let me see these. That's like the real deal.
Doesn't that look so good?
That looks super good. Excited about these?
Look at these rehydrated
Raisins. Those raisins, I messed up because I threw the cinnamon and the raisins in together, and the cinnamon stuck to the raisins, and then it was like, it got on the dough.
Oh, it was
and they like formed a shield, and they wouldn't really get down in there. But
no, these came off in the boiling process.
they look good.
They look so good. I'm really proud. Last time they didn't look quite so good. It's been a while. Those just went in.
Ooh. Do I get to eat one of these cinnamon raisin ones? Want to split it with me?
Yeah, let's split it.
Stucco update. We had our stucco contractors come by today. They did some patches. Looks good so far. Basically, they put like fiberglass over it, fiberglass mesh, and then re-skimmed it in all these spots that were damaged. So this entire wall needed to be redone. Looks pretty good. I believe they're going to come back and do like a second coat on it. Much improved. Also kind of a preview of what a gray might look like. Kind of like it. Ooh, decisions. What are you deciding?
We sew it back together with an extra like inch, or keep it separate, pants and a shirt. I think I want it together.
Together, extra inch. Paige found a very 90s vintage
It just reminded me of our house for some reason.
Reminds me of our house. It's great. I love it. Hey, I don't think we updated the channel on what ended up in this room. It's not a half-assed dining room with chairs on the floor. It's the TV room now. This is where we watch YouTube. You watch YouTube wherever you're sitting right now. We watch it right here. Right?
Yeah.
It's a way better use of that. I borrowed some furniture from my office so that this room wasn't totally empty, and it took all of the pressure of ripping this out away, which is nice. This is still coming out. But we have a spot to like sit and enjoy the TV, which is not something we do a lot of, but we do it enough that, you know, we want a space for it. The thing we don't do is dine formally. So this was a way better use of our space. Ain't nobody coming over here to have a formal meal with us. You guys gonna show us where this fort is?
Yes. Usually we walk to the mailbox and back, so we don't have a very direct path from here.
I was thinking about cutting the trail.
But yeah, we can go that way. This is kind of the pretty part of the yard. I don't want to ruin it in any way. Here, Henry, if you go right here, it's nice and low. What happened was, like, 2 of these branches had fallen and they were already like forked together in this spot, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool, it'd be neat to add to it. And there's so much deadfall all around right here, so this all just came from like right here, and I just started piling sticks on top, and then we added the stone floor from rocks. All these rocks were just like here around. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Henry, is it cool?
Yeah. And look at the little clock.
The clock? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Is that like a shelf you guys found?
Yeah, he found that. I think it's part of like a birdhouse or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
got a
know.
nail in it. This is neat. Are we just gonna like build an entire forest of shelters?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, I'm sort of done with this one. There's not really a lot of stuff around here to add to it. So I'm kind of thinking next I want to move down to the other side of the road where there's a lot more green stuff happening. Try something else.
It's actually really flat right there. There's no shortage of deadfall for us to use.
Oh yeah,
There's just everywhere you look, there's another
yeah.
brush pile.
And this is a dead tree
Whoa.
being held up by this tree. So
Oh,
one
yeah.
day this will all get crushed.
Oh yeah, hopefully not while our town's in it.
Really bad.
It's being held up by the tiniest little wimpiest tree.
It'll be like in a storm or something. We won't be out here. Cold. Yeah. So
It is
that's it.
chilly. Second winter.
It's not the second winter, Dad. It's still
Just
springtime.
explain the seasons this morning. Don't confuse them more.
I'm
That's all.
trying to climb up here.
No, you can climb up that. Come on.
Don't climb up that, Henry. That's a dead tree. It might fall.
Stucco update. Looks really good. We still have to like get the house painted to get it all matched. Paige suggested we should let the YouTube viewers vote on what color we should paint. Here's my take. I'm gonna poison the well. I like this kind of gray color, like the raw stucco, but lighter. Almost like a lime wash with black trim on the windows. That's what I think. This wall was in bad shape, so it was completely redone. Looks really good now. It's done nothing but rain for several days. It's officially spring in Arkansas. Why did you get disconnected? It looks really good though. They did a great job. Get on there, motherfucker. So that's kind of everything. You haven't really missed much. We didn't do a whole lot this week. We're just like getting settled in and getting a few repairs done. Kind of getting used to things slowing down. It's been really crazy ever since we put the house on the market. Our old house is under contract, expected to close in the next 2 weeks or so. So I'm still managing some repairs over there that our buyers asked for, but pretty minor stuff. I haven't really had time to get over there and film it. It's been busy at work, so we haven't really done much adventuring. We've gotten out on a few bike rides to just try out getting in and out of our new neighborhood, which is a little bit less accessible to the trail system here. I mean, some other big news, Paige and I both got our second doses of the COVID vaccine this week, so that's obviously super exciting and something we feel very fortunate about. On some level, it's kind of intimidating. Is that the right word? There's like this building pressure of like going back to normal. We've kind of gotten used to being our secluded selves. I don't think I've even left the house this week, or the property at least. But that's a good thing. Obviously, we're looking forward to that, particularly being able to get on an airplane again and do some traveling abroad, maybe even. But we've still got the motorhome. I've gone to visit it a few times in storage. Getting contractors to look at our driveway soon so we can get that back up here, and we've still got a big trip to the Gulf that we've planned, that now that the house transactions are almost settled out. As soon as the house is closed on the old place, I think we'll be ready to hit the road again. That's the thing that's kind of keeping us local, because every once in a while there's a phone call and you got to go over there and let somebody in. So pretty close to being done with that so we can get back on the road. Thanks for hanging out with us, checking out our progress. If you have ideas on house colors, leave them in the comments. Paige wants to know. We're going to get that process started soon.